Good morning, I'm Nigel Croft and this is TA for Traders for Wednesday the 8th of March. In this short video we'll be looking at the 6 major commodity markets. In WTI and Brent we will see there's been a rolling picture and the charts look very similar, but be careful. Gold and silver, the charts look similar as well. In both of them the uptrend has been broken and they're at support. In platinum it's fallen through support but is oversold in the short term, so there might be a bounce just about to arrive there. And in copper, where there's been a break as well, it now looks bearish in the short term. So, starting with WTI crude, you can see that there's been a rolling pattern that's now emerged. We failed to break the resistance that was from early January. We failed to break that a couple of weeks ago. We've now rolled over. We've rolled through the moving averages, both the 20 and the 50. They'll be now acting as resistance on any upside. And you can see here the blue line, which is the 50-day moving average, is now rolling down. So will be a negative influence on the market. It was quite good last week that we had this effectively a double bottom, which is very quick, just on over the 2 days. That will now be the key support level for this market. Below there, you'd expect it to come back below the 52, test these supports. That will have been a confirmation of a break in what you could call the uptrend here. Then you'd get a real rolling pattern. Slight concerns coming through from both the RSI and the MACD. RSI, we had a double peak with the failure to go through the resistance. And since then we've gone back below the 50 level, presently at 45.81. And the MACD short term is now rolling over through the long term, both moving down, excuse me, which is a negative sign and a sign of increasing downside momentum. So if these supports fail on the daily, expect more downside. On the weekly charts on WTI, you can see what I was talking about last week, this long sideways move. Well, we haven't broken that yet. So on the weekly, there's still a chance for a break either up or down. It doesn't look quite as negative. The RSI has started to edge down, which is a concern, and the MACD's flattened, a concern. So you keep an eye on this, but on the weekly, there's some chance for an upside, some chance for a downside. But as I said, from the daily chart, it does look very vulnerable, and if the supports don't hold, be very careful. On the support resistance levels, as I said, we're now down below the 50-day moving average. That creates resistance 1 at 53.42, and then there's resistance at those higher levels we saw a couple of weeks ago at 55. Key support 52.52, and then 51.25. On Brent, it is a very similar story. And here we're just going down below the 50-day. In fact, we're virtually trading at the 50-day and 20-day, which have congregated, around this the present level, 55.8ish. Again, the lower levels of last week are the key support, which is about the 55 level. Below there, you'll be looking at these levels here, 53.5. Still looks like a rolling pattern. RSI again back below 50 and in a downtrend, and the MACD rolling over. On the weekly, again it's trending sideways, but again we've got the RSI that's edged down and the MACD flatlining. On the support resistance levels, resistance 56.61, 57.01, and then the support at 55.02 and 54.48. Moving on to gold, I've drawn this uptrend line, which was we had been following through the continual pattern of higher lows that we'd seen from December through the lows of December and then January. We've quite decisively broken through that now. We are at the support of the 50-day moving average, which is at 1211.80. So that is hopefully going to hold the market in the short term. If you see what happened on the 20-day last week, it absolutely, on a daily, showed no support whatsoever, and the market continued lower. If this support today offers no support, expect the market, to come back and test the supports around about the 1182 level. Hopefully, I think this support should hold. We'll have a bit of a consolidation, maybe a move back up towards the 20-day, which would give resistance. That's at 1235.5. So be careful about that. I would stress that would be a selling opportunity if it went up towards that 20-day moving average. On the weekly, you can see here that at the 200 week, the red line, has been a negative influence. We did break above it a couple of weeks ago, but we failed to hold there. We've now moved back down. That's still a negative influence. We've got the 20-week moving average at the 1205 level, but that's moving down and may not give any support. RSI's broken its uptrend, and the MACD are now flatlining. On the support resistance levels, we've got that resistance at the 20-day 1235.52, followed by 1263.87. with the first support at the 50-day 1211.79, very low, very just below where we are at the moment, and the second support at 1180.74. Moving on to silver. Again, I haven't drawn the downtrend here, but obviously you can visualize it very easily, and we have broken it again. Just like gold, we're on the 50-day moving average. Just like gold, the 20 days now rolled over and will give resistance on the upside. So expect potentially a period of range trading between the two moving averages, but that does depend on this 20-day holding in the next couple of days. Again, the RSI has gone negative and the MACD are negative as well. So it's looking like more downside pressure coming for silver. On the weekly, again, the 200-week moving average has done all the trouble. The 20-day again just below 20-week, just below 200-week. The red one. The yellow 20-week is just below, giving support at 1712.15. MACD flatlining. RSI broken its uptrend. On the support resistance levels, the 20 days at 17.9769. giving resistance, and the support at the 50-day 17.3601. On platinum, it's fallen through the support. In fact, you can see that this market has done what I'm slightly concerned that the gold and silver markets are going to do, in that it's fallen below its 50-day moving average. However, the RSI has come back so quickly, it's slightly oversold. So one should expect a little maybe move back up towards the 50-day, but the picture does look like more downside. So any rally should be used as an opportunity to get out or to take a short position. The 20-day again is moving down, and because we are below the 50-day, it'll take time, but it will eventually roll over. You can see the 200-day here, the 20-day just crossing through the 200-day, both moving down. Very weak sell signal from that, but the major reason for the short-term well, the bounce from the RSI, but the RSI is in a downtrend. But if that bounces back up towards the 50, use that as a good indicator for indicating a next short position. And the MACD have rolled over and are showing negative momentum. On the weekly, the 50-week, the blue line is now acting as resistance. We are at the 20-week, which is actually tracking up and giving support. That might be the short-term factor that's in play for the daily, but it may not hold. It won't hold for very long. A few days, for a couple of weeks maybe. RSI has broken its uptrend, and the MACD is a rolling pattern as well. On the support resistance levels, we've got the 20-day giving the resistance at 1000.66. Then there's resistance above there, 1044.72, and the supports are at 949.13 and 890.75. Finally, moving on to copper. We've fallen through the 50-day here like we have in platinum. However, I just don't. This one just looks more negative to me. Just let me turn off my cursor. It just looks. I mean, you could draw a triangulation pattern that's been broken to the downside. The 20 days really rolling down. We've gone straight through the 50-day. Marginally, we're getting towards levels where the RSI has bounced before, so we may see short-term bounce. MACD definitely a negative indicator showing the lack of any momentum to the upside. It's all to the downside. It just looks like definitely going lower, and it looks like it will come back and test the supports around the 2.5 level. On the weekly, I mean, again, you can see the support 2.5. We've got the 200-week moving average moving the market down. Yes, there is support from the 20-week at 2.57, but RSI again giving negative momentum. MACD now the shorter terms track below the longer term. It just, to me, is indicative of a market that's going low and just wants to test those support levels. Supports are at 2.5012, 2.4614, with the resistance on the upside 2.6938, 2.7888. So this has been the TA for traders for Wednesday, the 8th of March. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Tomorrow I'm going to be back looking at the 5 US stocks and 5 UK stocks. Do join me then. Remember that the technical advice given in these videos is for information and education only, and please do look at the disclaimer video that I'm about to show. Thank you.